Welcome back to Barn Built Beaters. In the last video, we finished building this trap door up in the ceiling, and because of that, we were able to also finish wiring up all the lights. So, in this video, we can go on to the next step, which is finishing ripping out this wall and the wall behind you. You might be asking yourself, why would I rip out perfectly good walls? The biggest reason was the electrical behind the walls. Obviously, I could not see what was behind the walls, but I did see the breaker box. I looked at that, not knowing too much about house, electrical, AC wiring and all that, and it just looked wrong to me. So I ripped that all out, and I really debated on whether I should rip out what's behind the wall, and eventually I came to the conclusion I can't trust this guy's work that did, the breaker box, which also probably did the walls. So I punched a hole through the wall, and man, am I glad I did. The wiring behind the walls, the insulation was completely worn through, exposing the bare wires, and which could potentially lead to a house fire. As you can see, I already started demolishing part of the wall here, so now we can continue. I'll rip out the drywall first, and then as I keep going, I'm going to just keep ripping out the insulation and eventually get to the electrical at a later date. So let's get into it. You guys might be able to see this in the video, but we have R11 insulation. This is absolutely terrible and not taking advantage of the 2x6 framing that we have in this building. With 2x6 framing, we should be able to get an R value of, I believe, R19 with just normal fiberglass. If we go into something a little bit better, I think we can get R23 with mineral wool and even more with spray foam, but that's too expensive. And then we have this stuff. What is it? It's itchy, that's what it is. I hate this. The pink fiberglass does not bother me too much. This stuff I absolutely dread touching, but that's part of the process. So it's time for it to come out. I'm glad I wore a long sleeve shirt out here because that is probably one of the worst spots, right in your elbow pit. So even though it's hot, it makes sense. There, so the insulation is out of the walls, except for this little corner over here. I gotta deal with that, disassemble the metal studs that are there. But I can clean most of this up make some garbage bags, bring them out to the chicken coop for later garbage day. It's actually garbage day today and my stash is out, so I gotta resupply. But off camera, I will start unscrewing all these leftover screws in here, which is holding the little bits of drywall on. Get the white trim board off the studs. Not really sure why that's on there, but it is. Get rid of this fan, and then we can move on to the other room and the other wall. Cleaning this room up is as simple as, whoa! You see all that? It's gone. And I even got a new change of clothes. So obviously, you guys know it's a different day, and it's actually nighttime now instead of daytime. But we got this wall completely stripped down except for this corner. All the insulation, all the drywall, except for that one wire through there, the fan. It's all out of there, it's all out of the barn. And now we have to do this section over here and then right behind you. So let's get to it. As you can see, we finished pulling out this bathroom over here, pulling off the drywall, ripping down the insulation and most of the wire. I actually found out something, the toilet that I thought was not hooked up, it wasn't hooked up, but there is a toilet drain, whatever you want to call that, and there's some more pipes behind the wall. So I don't want a toilet down here because I would just run up to my house if I had to use it. But having a sink here would be really, really good. I'm hoping I can figure out a way to turn that water on. The plan for today is just to remove the stuff from the wall. So we had a whole bunch of insulation right here, metal studs, and then there was a desk right here that we moved, which is now behind you. So the only thing left to do is to remove these cabinets, this desk, and then another day we'll come out here and start pulling off the drywall, the insulation, and the electrical behind the wall. Then it's time for new stuff. We finished up knocking down this bathroom over here, tearing down this wall and tearing down that wall. We ripped out all the electrical and installation and made it basically a clean slate to start new from. So that wraps up this video. All the tools, equipment, and anything else I use in the description below. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, constructive criticism always helps this channel, so I'll be looking for it. Thanks guys, see you in the next video.